I have a friend and her name is Olivia, and she died almost 15 years ago. I think next year will make 15 years in May. And I want to talk about her because I haven't talked about her in a long time. And I'm feeling the urge now to just speak on her, speak on how she impacted my life, and just kind of talk about some of the emotions and feelings that I'm experiencing right now. But Olivia was a really great person, and I met her in high school. She transferred to our high school. She played volleyball. She was honestly so funny, and me, her, and Sierra would hang out. Sierra, if you're watching this, hey, I love you and I miss you. And I just remember just really liking her so much and really getting along with her. And, we would hang out, we would go to food places, we brought her into our friend group, and we would ditch like school sometimes to go during lunch. We would go feed her dog. Like, she got permission somehow from the school to like go feed her new dog at the end of lunch and to go leave. And like, we would sneak in the back of her car and hide and like go with her. And I don't know, we just had so many like fun memories of just like being kids, being teenagers, and like going out to eat and going to the movies and going to all these like random places. And she fit in with us so well. It was like we knew her for years and years and years, even though she had just transferred. And we would eat lunch together, and I could still hear her laugh. Honestly, I'm thinking of it right now. I could still hear her laugh. I miss her, but it was a shock. Like, I don't remember too much about the details of, like what happened and pretty much after that, because she was the first, I would say, big death. And what I mean by that is like the first person who I knew and loved, who I was close with, that passed away, and that really kind of altered like my life. And I remember getting the news that she passed away, and I said, okay. And then I did not sleep that night at all, but I pretended to sleep because I didn't want my mom to worry about me. So, I did that. And I just remember like so many people coming to her vigil at the school. And I remember thinking like, why? I was just like, why did she have to die? And it was a drunk driving accident. There was somebody who was driving on the wrong side of the freeway. And this is very common in Arizona. This happens a lot, where somebody's driving under the influence and they're on the wrong side of the road, and then they end up crashing and people die. But that's how she passed away. And she had someone else in the car with her who did not pass away. And I know that must have been like super traumatic for that girl who was with her. But I just remember thinking why, and like questioning God, like, why would you take away Olivia? Like, for what was the reason? What was the purpose? And oh my God, it's coming back to me now too. I remember the day before, it was either the day before or the day of, she asked me to go window shopping with her and to hang out, and I said no. I remember those texts. I said no. And I don't remember why I said no. I was a pretty moody teenager, moody person, so I probably just wasn't feeling it. But I remember saying no, and wow, I blocked that out till just now. I remember thinking like, damn, if I would have said yes, I could have like altered, the trajectory of her day, and she wouldn't have been there in that moment, and she wouldn't have gotten to that accident, just things like that. And maybe part of me still does think that. Maybe that's why I blocked it out. But I just remember like just not understanding. And, me and my friend group, there was like a group of us that would hang out, and we would call ourselves like FOBOG, fresh off the boat, original gangsters, because we were like just a mixed bag. We had like, Vietnamese, we had like Filipina, Cambodian, black and white, like mixed, and we would all just like hang out and bullshit and have fun. And after her death, we got really close. And, I think it was hard on all of us. I know it was hard on her family, And her mom, I know it was really difficult for her. We didn't, after the funeral, we didn't see or talk to her mom ever again. And I'm not sure if anyone has tried to reach out to her, but I know I would try to reach out to her like those few months and few years afterwards, and she would never respond. And I don't blame her for that. Losing a child is something that a parent like never wants to go through or even think about going through. So I don't blame her for just wanting to like block us all out. But yeah, it changed my life. And I think a lot of the people who know me now or who have met me like recently, like in the last maybe 5 or 10 years, don't know about Olivia. And that's why I feel like compelled to speak on her and her life, because she was a great person. And it sounds corny to say almost, because whenever anybody passes away, you always hear like that they're a great person unless they were literally like a piece of shit. But she really was a good person. Like, we would just joke and play all day. And I literally remember her laugh, like it's coming back to me now. I remember her laugh, and I remember just like the good times that we had. Like, she never was in a bad mood. She never was like upset. She was always smiling. She was just like dead ass, like a good person. And I really miss her. And it's been so long since I've talked about her, or since I've like reflected on everything that happened then. But yeah, those first couple of years, it was really difficult. When something like that happens, it's like the world does stop, but then it starts again. So, we go back to school the next school year, and you still have class, and you still have sports, and you still have meetings and all these things. But it definitely was like, it felt empty without her. And me and my friend group, we bonded together and we grew closer because of it. Because, we all like, we're just like, whoa, like, this is crazy, and I even have a tattoo, like shortly after she passed, I got a tattoo on my finger with her initials, OMW. And I used to get so annoyed because people who didn't know her, didn't know about it, would just be like, oh, what does that mean? On my way? And like, eventually I had to stop talking about it or telling people about it. But yeah, I just got that tattoo because I was like, damn, bro, like, that was my friend and she's gone. And I remember one time, I think this was, I don't want to cry. I really don't. But if I do, fuck it. But I remember this one time, I was like really missing her. And I couldn't sleep. And I just kept like thinking about her because I was sad. And I went over to another friend's house. This is so crazy. I went over to another friend's house, and she randomly just told me, hey, like, don't think this is weird, but Olivia wanted me to tell you that she's okay, she's doing fine. And I was like, what? Like, it was so weird because I literally, I'm sorry, y'all, I hate crying, but I literally was like, just going through a rough like few weeks where I really missed her, and I just wanted to sign, and like I wanted to know so bad that she was okay. And then randomly one night my friend was like, hey, Olivia wanted me to tell you, like, I had a dream about her and she wanted me to tell you that XYZ. I was like, whoa, like, this is weird, And then that eased my mind. And then a few weeks later, I had a dream about her, and this was at the high school that we went to. And I don't know how it worked, but it was like my house, but it was also like the high school gymnasium where we would like have our basketball games, and she would have her volleyball games, and we would like hang out and stuff. And I just remember her like coming through my front door, and I was like, Olivia, like, so excited to see her. And I gave her a hug. You guys, it felt so real. I think it was real because I think, I'm learning about like frequency and all that. And I think your imagination is a real place, but it was so real. And I hugged her, like full on hugged her. And then we sat on the bleachers and we talked. And I don't remember what we talked about, but I just remember like seeing us sitting on the bleachers talking to each other. And that was the only dream that I've had about her. And, you know, whew, it's just crazy that it's been about 15 years since she passed away. And she was just so young, you know, it's like, I think I was like 15 when she passed away. So she was like 16. And it's just like, yeah, I remember asking why, and I remember just feeling all these emotions and just not understanding. And then I also remember feeling like I was gonna die young. I always kind of thought that I was gonna die young, but this like really solidified it. And I was just like, okay, well, if her life can just be snuffed out within 1 second and she didn't do anything to deserve it, then I think that's gonna happen to me too. Like, why should I be any different, or why would I be any special to where I get to live a long life? So I kind of carried this idea through my teenage years and into like my 20s even, that I was just gonna die young and it was gonna be tragic. And I think that I definitely got that from just that experience. But her death really impacted me and changed me like in ways that I'm still kind of uncovering and still realizing. And it's been so long since I've talked about her. And like I said, I think the people that know me now don't even know because I don't talk about it, but I want to talk about it more because I do miss her. And these are the bracelets that I had made, my mom had made, of like her number 15, Olivia Wilson. This was her volleyball number, forever in our hearts. And I would wear this like every day. I have a few left. So if you're watching this and we went to school together and you want one, let me know, I'll send you one. But it's just so, I don't know, it's very odd. And sometimes, like, more recently when I've been thinking about it and her death, I'm just like, it's crazy how much of an impact she had. Because, you know, I think like, would we even still be friends? Like, what if she didn't pass away and just, you know, we continued to like be friends and graduate? I saw her graduate, she would see me graduate. Like, I just really thought, like, you know, would we even be friends nowadays? Like, would I even still be talking to her? Would she even be such an important part of like my growth and development if she didn't pass away? And I don't know if that's messed up to think about, but that is something that I've thought about. And, you know, despite like me moving states and moving different places, I do still talk to some of the people who I was close with at that time here and there. And I still do care about them and love them all the same, like Kenny, Sierra, Tay, Audie, Kim, of course. We FaceTime like every week. So yeah, I don't know. I just really miss her. And I've dealt with death since then. Of course, I've had people pass away who, you know, were family members or who I've known. But hers definitely hit different. And yeah, I don't really know how I want to end this or if I even really want to post this, but it feels good to get it out. Like, I really don't cry. Haven't cried about her in genuinely years. I don't even know how long it's been. And I think I'll probably cry some more once I stop recording, just because, you know, I miss her. And I hope that anybody who's missing anybody, you know, whether that be somebody that you've known your whole life who passed away, or a close friend, or somebody recent, you know, I really pray that you're able to feel the feelings and process them. And, you know, I pray that you're able to just get whatever peace you need out of it, because we live in a world where people die and things happen and things keep happening, things keep moving, and you have to keep going. So I really wanted like the world to stop after she died. I really wanted everybody to stop, everything to stop. I wanted to understand why. I wanted to process it. And, you know, that's just not the case. But I'm thankful for the time that I did know her. And I'm thankful for the memories that I do have. And I really hope I can dream about her again, because that dream that I had was like, it felt so real. It was so real. So yeah, Olivia, I miss you and I love you. And give me a sign. Like, I hate to be the give me a sign ass bitch, but that would be nice just to know that your energy is somewhere and that you're okay. That would be great. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for letting me vent about Olivia. And if you're watching this and you didn't know her, she was a good person. She was a great person. She was funny. And she changed my life. So I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.